Buenas tardes, amigos. Les saluda Carolina Cárdenas, directora ejecutiva de Capa Social Work, trabajadora social y gestora cultural peruana. Le damos la bienvenida a nombre de Capa Social Work, Capa Trabajo Social, que ha sido creado para estar en contacto con nuestras colegas de trabajo social y con las nuevas generaciones. Buscamos formar líderes de trabajo social para el desarrollo de Latinoamérica, así como compartir experiencias, estudios e investigación en la carrera, tratando de esta manera de contribuir en la transformación de nuestro perfil profesional hacia una nueva era. Good afternoon, friends. Greetings from Carolina Cárdenas, Executive Director of CAPA Social Work, CAPA Trabajo Social. We welcome you. CAPA has been created to be in contact with our social colleagues and with the new generations. We seek to train social work leaders for the development of Latin America as well as share experience, studies, and research in the career, trying in this way to contribute to the transformation of our professional profile towards a new era. En esta oportunidad nos sentimos honrados de tener a una invitada de lujo, Ameline Laro, trabajadora social, educadora, investigadora y defensora en Filipinas. Ha sido delegada en Kazajstán, Canadá, Hong Kong, Sri Lanka, Corea del Sur, Estados Unidos y Alemania para trabajar en temas de género y de la mujer. Se especializa en temas relacionados con mujeres y niñas, así como refugiados y desplazamiento interno. Es becaria de soluciones comunitarias a través del Departamento de Estado de Estados Unidos, entrenadora de género asiática a través del Instituto Coreano para la Promoción y Educación de la Igualdad de Género y becaria de la Academia Internacional Sostenible en Hamburgo, Alemania, por su proyecto Teach for Gender Equality. Fundó un proyecto de desarrollo de liderazgo para el desarrollo de capacidades para mujeres jóvenes y estudiantes profesionales de trabajo social en la región de Davao, en Filipinas. On this occasion, we are honored to have a luxury guest, Amelie Laro, a social worker, educator, researcher, and advocate in the Philippines. Has been delegate to Kazakhstan, Canada, Hong Kong, Sri Lanka, South Korea, the United States, and Germany for her work on gender and women issues. She specializes in issues related to women and girls, as well as refugees and internal displacement. She's a Community Solutions Fellow through the U.S. Department of State, a national gender trainer through the Korean Institute for the Promotion and Education of Gender Equality, and an International Sustainable Academy Fellow in Hamburg, Germany, for her Teach for Gender Equality project. She found a leadership development project for capacity building for young women, students, and social work professionals in the Davao region of the Philippines. Amelie, tu vida profesional nos tiene muy convencidos del trabajo constante y perseverante que has tenido a lo largo de estos años y de varias especialidades. Te agradecemos mucho de que estés aquí con nosotros. Amelie, your professional life has us very convinced of the constant and persevering work you have had through these years and of various specialties that you have. Thank you so much for being here and share with you and share your time with us.
Gracias. It's my pleasure to be here and to be part of your program. Buenos días, mi amigos, mi amigas. My Spanish is just a little, but I'm happy to join you in this platform and to your viewers and all those who subscribe. Yeah, it's an honor to have this conversation with you and to the social workers as well in Latin America. So everyone there. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you to you. Eh, Coméntanos brevemente sobre tu trayectoria profesional. Tell us briefly about your professional career.
My professional career, it's so like varied. Like I do a lot of things. I did a lot of things in my work, but I can only tell some of the milestones in my career. Before being a social worker, I would like to say that I started as beneficiary of a Send a Street Child to School program in my city. I came from Davao City, Philippines. It's in the south of the Philippines. The Philippines is divided into major islands. Ours is 7,107 islands. So we are in one of the biggest islands in the Philippines. So I came from there, and then when I was young, I was 14 years old. I was able to receive a what the assistance from the city government of Davao to help me to go to school because my father then had the cancer and he cannot support my studies. So I started with my career as 14 years old working with street children program, and then I turned to be a social worker and work with cases of women into abuse cases, and also ethnic groups. Then after 3 years of being a social worker there, I volunteer in Kazakhstan. So I work in Kazakhstan after the Soviet Union collapse. It's a 5 year after the Soviet Union collapse. So I work there as a social work advisor for a year in a health setting. So I also did a lot of things related to health, to humanitarian, to building social work in Kazakhstan, to start the program in Kazakhstan related to social work. And then my mother then was still alive and she wants me to go back to the Philippines. So I went back and pursue my master's. So I've got my master in social work, and I decided to join education. Like I taught in the University of Mindanao that time. And then my career in social work education, I work with also with another university there until I reached to work in the government Seoul State College in Southern Philippines, where I started a social work program in 2019. Just a little back, like I have to go back a little. In the middle of it is I went to the US in 2016 for a program on a community solutions program, which I have a project for women's and gender empowerment. That is because I work for a short time working with this very difficult time in my country in 2013. I do not know if you heard in the news. We are hit by a big typhoon. It kills a million of people, and so I was a consultant at the time, and I work as a protection support for women and girls, and it inspired me to look into displacement, and so in turnout as well as gender and women's issues. And then from there, I pursue my perspective and expertise on gender. So I've got the fellowship with the U.S. State Department, and after like my fellowship there, I was in Minnesota, USA. I worked with the refugees in Minnesota. And then after my fellowship, I went home. And then so I started again another program in social work. And after that, I start with Speech for Gender Equality, which I work now with International Sustainable Academy in Hamburg, Germany. And then after this, of course, I am still connected in the Philippines because I was a former program head, but because I took a leave for the fellowship, so now I'm going back there as a faculty and start this project on Teach for Gender Equality. So there are many things I did, like I did research, I did education, so many other things, but those are only the highlights of where they can find me. They can find me as well online in my publications. So I also have some publications and some other work and interview as well. And yeah, they can search on my work.
Yes, we saw, no? You have
Yeah.
different articles, no? Different subjects. You see, why? But you're a specialist on this and that. But what? And which one do you choose? Which one do you like more or prefer?
Um, Actually, my direction is I am into a humanitarian perspective of education even than before, like because that is how the practice of social work in the Philippines. Like we are more into addressing the problems of disaster, the problems of the immediate problems of the individuals, and as well as gender and women's issue. But gender is really, I can say, my high level of expertise is in gender because I have so many fellowship with related to gender, but I'm also advocating for green social work practice. I have a paper on green social work practice, thinking how to put it in curriculum as well. And I presented it in the International Federation of Social Work Conference in Europe. It's a new thing for social work. I am more interested on starting. I'm a trailblazer. Like I like to start like planting seeds, doing things which is not yet there. I am more interested in these things. So which one is like I'm in now I'm in while I'm in Germany. I wrote a book about my stories from childhood down to the things that I did. So I think it captures on I'm interested more in global education. So I wrote a book about from streets to horizon, from street education, which I started as a child as a beneficiary, then to global education, and that means global education is like even what we did right now. Like I'm not from Peru and you're from Philippines, but we're talking about global concerns. So it's more on I can say the sustainable development goals covers also what I look into in some other areas of expertise. So I will just say global education in general because it's too many to discuss. So I'm more interested on these things and lifelong learning. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's good that you have noticed this vision that the world needs, no, even we are with this trouble with the situation with the global warming, no, also no? Here in Peru, for example, in the Amazons, we have a trouble with the trees, no, people
Mm.
cut, and that is not so good for for the world, no? Because it's the lungs for the world. Well, let's continue. Tell us about your Teach for Gender project. How did you start it? What is about so that the college who are watching us know a little about your project?
Mhm. Teach for Gender Equality is a project which I proposed to International Sustainability Academy. International Sustainability Academy is situated in Hamburg, Germany. It works with 17 Sustainable Development Goals, and I am accepted in the fellowship because of this project, Teach for Gender Equality, which focus on teaching and capacitating teachers on how they can integrate into the curriculum responsive education. I created a framework for this and a toolkit as well on how teachers can do it in their classroom and how can they do it in their school projects. How can they create gender responsive subjects? How can they create a gender responsive lesson plan, and how can they collaborate with different sectors in the community to be more gender responsive? So this is like the vision of the project. Initially, it is for the teachers, but another side of the project is looking into the global needs. We say global needs. There are many other concerns about gender globally because gender concerns varies from one country to another. There are cultural concerns as well. So we created an online platform. I hope through your platform it can also be shared about customized gender trainings. I am a member of Seiyan Gender Trainers. It's under the Korean Institute for Gender Equality. And I'm also part of the community of practice of the US State Department, Gender Trainers as well. So I invited them to teach for gender equality, to give customized gender trainings, and also the fellows of International Sustainability Academy. So we are looking into how we can make the society more gender responsive and any areas that we can help through this platform. So initially it will be implemented in my country for teachers, but it's also looking globally to the different needs where we can teach gender globally because it anchors on the SDG 5, gender equality, and as well as in Sustainable Development Goal number 4, quality education. So we are looking into not only thinking of our countries, but how we can share this global concern that we can address the problems on quality education and as well as problems on gender equality. Yeah, so this is my contributions to this project. In by the way, in ESA, there are many other SDGs that people work with. different SDGs. So we're not just social workers, or we are multidisciplinary. So we're collaborating, and I'm also working with some fellows with our projects, like how to put gender into business, and as well as in agriculture, in water assessment, and so many other things. So that is what we work into.
Muy bien, Amelie, you have a beautiful project and it's a contribution for the world, no? Y the good thing is that you are telling us that this platform is by free, no? The people could enter and check out and teach with this. I saw a little and really it's impressive, no? The way that the methodologic you do is cool. So, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. This webpage, it has a translation for that could get download in Spanish, or is it just in English for now?
Just maybe need some translations a little.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't worry, don't worry.
Because my Spanish is only broken Spanish. Yeah,
Don't
because
worry, no te
we do
preocupes.
not have a formal Spanish language training, so that is why. But I love Spanish. My grandparents on both sides are both half Spanish, so I miss them, and they have
Yeah.
even when I went to Madrid, also, and Portugal, also some Spanish people there speaking. Some people in Germany, like strangers, speak to me in Spanish. Maybe they told them Spanish, but yeah, I find it's okay.
Well, yes, the Latin American people is everywhere.
Yeah,
Well,
true.
now the world is, the language in different capitals of the world, you could find difference, the English,
Mm-hmm.
Spanish, French.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now it's global. Based on your experience, what would you recommend for Latin America to motivate equality for gender education?
Oh, well, that's a tough question. No, I think in each country there are a lot of gender issues, problems, and concerns, and we say there are gender gaps of knowledge, of skills and competence as well. So they need to look into first into assessing their needs. Like we in the toolkit that we created is that to look into a particular context or issues, where are they coming from, because each individual is a gendered human being. Like we are conditioned by society, like or we have historical differences, and then from where like we come together and have a discussion, dialogue, and identify together the common issues that we want to look into. So first come up with a thorough gender analysis on how you want to see these concerns and what ways you want to look forward to, and then from there you can come up with specific solutions, and you can look for a particular expertise that you need. By then there will be needs that will arise from your assessment. So I cannot give the direct answer, because I usually advise for a collaboration in engagement, and that is part of the platform that I'm working on. Like I always ask people, how do we engage? Like what will be our means of engagement, and how can we discuss together and talk together and collaborate, then we can move forward from there. So that is usually the way. So I hope, I think, and most people in development, and I think especially social workers, know and understand how important is people coming together to discuss and listen, and try to elaborate further what are those things that we need to understand to be able to clear out these issues, and then from there we can move forward what will be our strategies, or what will be our solutions, and focus only on solutions, because sometimes we are too crowded with we're too issue based, and we forget that there are always solutions to each problem, and we just need to find those ways and strategies.
Yeah, you're right. No, we things are based on the dialogue, no, in talking about the problems and get solution with different viewpoints, no, to get a good solution. Many thanks, Emily. I know that you were very busy with your with your traveling. Emily right now is in Berlin and is coming
In
to
Hamburg, I'm in Hamburg.
Hamburg, and is coming to her country, Just tomorrow is
Yeah, tomorrow.
leaving, and just today is with the last day that she will be there, and we are taking a little time. But thank you so much, Ameline. I hope that
Yeah, thank you.
we see you on July in our Congress, International Congress, on 20th of July, no?
Yeah.
This one won't be the last one. I hope that could be the first one of many, many of.
Yeah, I'm always be here. Like, just let me know, and how can we collaborate with you and the other social workers as well, yeah,
Yes,
in
yes.
Latin America.
Sure, sure, sure. Maybe we will do more things together with for social worker. Let's see how things are going and could work together. Thank you so much,
Thank you so much.
and bye for now. And see
Yeah,
you
bye bye.
soon. Thank you.
Ciao. Dankeschön. We say in German, Dankeschön. Thank you so much.
Danke.